Hello, welcome back. My name is Dale Myers with Vision Advance. Today we're going to talk about the Payroll Protection Program. It's part of the CARES Act for us small business owners to help us get through these challenging times. Now, there's been some new developments here. We're going to get right into it. It's going to affect how long some of us have to wait. Big thing is you need to act quickly. All right, so you may be a little unfamiliar with exactly what the Payroll Protection Program is. Again, it's part of a $2 trillion stimulus package for small businesses that I'm sure you've heard something about. The challenge for us is the information has been sporadic, scattered, and overall inconsistent. It's literally been changing throughout the day. So the latest update as of today, which is Saturday, April 4th, two big new things happened. So yesterday on April 3rd, the banks finally got the first round of money for the Payroll Protection Program. Bad news, they just got it. They literally got it late Thursday night and they opened up yesterday, Friday. It's a lot of inconsistencies. The banks are trying to, get their systems to work properly with the Fed. So again, the good news is they have it. Bad news, systems are not quite all synced up yet. In terms of another major development, they kind of changed the terms of the loans on us. Originally, it was said it was going to be a 0.5% interest rate. It's been stretched out a little bit, just a little bit, to 1%. In my opinion, the bigger change is the fact that it went from a 10-year period of repayment down to 2. That can be significant in terms of the payments. The good news is this is a potentially forgivable loan if you follow the instructions. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. One important distinction that I need to say, unfortunately, if you are a sole proprietor, an independent contractor, self-employed, you guys have to wait until April 10th, next Friday, the coming Friday, in order to file. Again, they're taking care of the organizations that have employees or more than one employee, I guess you should say. Those guys are eligible to get the money right now or to at least apply for the Payroll Protection Program. All right. So now that we know in general what the major new developments are, let's step back for a second, because to fully understand the ramifications of it, we need to know a little bit more about what the basics of the Paycheck Protection Program, what those basics are. So again, it's part of the CARES Act, and this Payroll Protection Program goes in concert, or it could be a separate one from the EIDL, the Economic, Injury Disaster Loan. I'm sorry. So the EIDL program. We'll talk about that another time, but that's a separate program. And briefly, there's two parts. There's a quick advance. You can get up to $10,000 for that program, and then there's you can get up to a whole lot more. But the $10,000 like a quick advance. That has nothing to do with the payroll protection. I just wanted to let you know that there are some other programs. Okay. The reason for the Payroll Protection Program is what the name involves: protect your payroll. Congress literally wants us to go out, rehire people that we've laid off, or don't lay off our employees, even though maybe your business has been shut down. Congress wants you to continue to pay your employees. They want your employees to be able to survive. They want you to be able to keep your doors open, your business open. Or again, if you have had to close it, to shut down, they want you to take the money and rehire your employees. The good news is, if you do so, it is 100% forgivable. There are some details, but it is 100% forgivable if you follow their guidelines. All right, so the maximum of these payroll protection loans is $10 million. And it's 2.5 times your average monthly salary. So you just basically, you know how much you paid for payroll last year, and so you just break that up into 12. That's your average monthly payroll, and you can get 2.5 times that amount. That's what they would approve you for. Okay. Now, some specifics. This only counts for employees who have their permanent residence in the United States of America. So your overseas workers, can't really help them. This also does not count for your independent contractors, your 1099 employee, whatever you call them, contractors, right? You can't count them. On the other hand, the contractors can file themselves next week. Remember, I said that earlier. Independent contractors can file on April 10th. So that's one thing to keep in mind, all right? Let's see. Now, one other thing. The SBA is a source of information, but the Payroll Protection Program is being handled through your bank, your local bank. Right now, only the major banks have it as of today. Again, this is Saturday, April 4th, but over the weekend, it's supposed to be rolling out to pretty much all of the smaller banks and credit unions that have traditionally done SBA loans, okay? So again, check with your local banks. As of this coming Monday, most of them, if they're going to have it, they should have it. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? And on that note, as I stated, have some patience with your banker. These guys are literally, they just got the information. They're trying their best. They know that they are here to serve and help us business owners. But again, there's a bunch of communications going left, right, up, down, and out of sync. So it is going to require some patience on our part, even though I know lots of us, we're stressed, but we got to work through the process here. All right. So I told you that these loans would be forgivable if you use them for the following reasons. If you use it all for payroll, it's forgiven. You have to keep meticulous records. I would suggest you put it in a separate account and then only pay your payroll out of that account. And it has to be used up within the 8 weeks following when you get the loan. 8 weeks from the day you get the loan, they're going to look at all your receipts and show how you spent their money. You can also use it for rent, mortgage interest, utilities. 75% of it must be used for payroll. Whatever you don't use for payroll, then you will have to pay back at that 1% interest over a 2-year period, as we talked about. Still not a horrible deal at all. Again, record keeping will be essential. And also, since you may have to pay it back, just be careful with what you borrow. Just because you can borrow does not mean that you should borrow. All right. So am I eligible? Who's eligible? In general, if you're a small business with less than 500 employees, including being self-employed, you qualify. There are some stipulations. So some businesses that have more than 500 employees can qualify. I'll include a link to the SBA article in the description so you can go and read all the fine details if you're someone that's a little bit more than that. But again, this includes the gig economy. You work for Uber, Amazon, or you work for yourself working for Uber and Amazon and Grubhub, so on and so forth. The gig economy, you're a part of the Payroll Protection Program as well. Nonprofits, churches, you guys can apply. There are a couple of stipulations. So again, you do want to read the document. One other thing, your business must have been in existence prior to February 15th of 2020. And now if you're a business that just started up and you didn't have revenue last year, that's okay. You use what you have. You use what you've had up until February 15th. There also said there are some provisions for if your business was growing and your payroll is going to be expanding, there are some adjustments for that. Talk to your banker about the specifics. So again, the highlight, things we need to know, there's an 8-week window for which you have to go back and use from when you get the money to when you have to spend the money. They're going to track that. So I suggest you keep meticulous records. You don't want to have to pay these folks the money back. You must use at least 75% of it for payroll purposes. Let's see. And then also do not cut your employee pay by 25% or more. You can also use the money to hire new employees. You can actually increase the pay of your most valued employees because we should be investing in our people if we're really trying to grow an amazing business. Let's see. The interest rate is, again, it did go up from 0.5% to 1%. The terms of the loan went from 10 years down to 2, but it's still better than what you would get in a normal circumstance. And by the way, these are no collateral. These loans are not collateralized. They're trying to get money into our hands. They want you to rehire your people, put everyone back to work. So lastly, if you do need help, contact your local small business development center. You can go to their website. I think it's americassbdc.org. And they made a point to say that if no one's answering, just look up their email, reach out to them. They want to help you walk through this process. And if you need help navigating your business strategy, how do you survive this environment, move on to the next phase of your business, feel free to give us a call. My name is Dale Myers with Vision Advance. You can reach out to Vision Shaper Consulting at visionshaperconsulting.com. We'd be happy to assist you. That being stated, guys, keep your head down, keep working. We'll see you on the other side. There's a little obstacle between us and success, but we will get there. Take care.